So I've got bacon, lettuce, tomato, of course, egg, like an omelette, just basic omelette with a little bit of cream, some oven mayo. I ran out of lettuce, so one of the sandwiches, this one has actually kale on one layer. Yeah. Anyway, some salt and vinegar crisps. And what else? A beer. Anyway, I can't wait to eat. I'm super starving. Let's eat.
What's your emergency?
There's a woman. There's a body.
A woman's body, sir?
She's here. But not all of her. Not all of her.
Calm down, sir. Can you tell me if the woman is breathing?
She has her tail on aggressive. She has no face.
I'm Ingrid Mendoza, and you're in Killer Country. This week, we're diving into the bizarre death of Mirabel Diaz. Mirabel dreamed of becoming a Hollywood actress, but trapped in the small seaside town of Mystic Bay, Florida, her options were limited. She'd book an occasional used car commercial or a clown at a child's birthday party, but legitimate opportunities were few and far between. Eventually, however, Mirabel found a path to acting in an unexpected place, Wild Tides Water Park. There, Mirabel donned a long silver tail and a shimmering tube top. 5 days a week, rain or shine, she'd swim in a massive glass tank, smiling at tourists and posing for pictures. At Wild Tides, Mirabel became Miss Mirabel, the magic mermaid of Mystic Bay. Then, on August 24th, 2012, everything changed. Hurricane Braden tore through Mystic Bay, destroying 65 homes, 34 Shake Shacks, and leaving at least one person missing: Mirabel Diaz. Frank Wild, the longtime owner of Wild Tides Water Park, was among the last to see her alive.
She was a pretty wreck. Some say she had web feet. Yeah, she never wanted to talk. Now, I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but she was a little cold. Snobby, you might say. When the hurricane was coming, I told her, hey, sweetie, you can stay with me. Because, you know, this place is a fortress. I got hurricane shutters, sandbags, the whole shebang. A bunker with a sauna, screening room, bowling alley, regulation bowling alley, do you understand? Yeah, the real deal. Yeah, I told her. I got 2 months worth of beans. Yeah, all kinds of beans, right? Black beans, kidney beans, pint-toed beans, lima beans, soybeans, jelly beans. Yeah, I was worried, you know, because she lived all by herself. I owned the building she lived in, and I knew it was, I knew she wouldn't have beans. But she told me she'd be okay on her own. Yeah, maybe if she just stayed at my place. You know, you wonder what might have been. But she said no, she didn't even like beans.
I spoke with Frank at his home over 3-bean salad. From where we sat on an expansive back patio festooned with marble statues of dolphins, women, and dolphin women, we could see the very top of Wild Tide's Megalodon Mega Twister. It's a massive water slide, just over 100 feet tall, that shoots park visitors into the waiting jaws of a fiberglass megalodon.
Please, this park employs half the damn town easily. We added that big slide, the friggin' orcas. It's a sight to see, especially the mermaids. And Mirabel, well, she was the most popular one. You really just never think of something happening to a girl like that in a place like this. Well, except for that time when those kids got eaten during the alligator parade. Or the time the clowns went feral. Oh, or that time when the old guy...
Behind us, something bumps. Hard. Against a glass wall.
Don't mind her. That's Cannellini. Here, girl. Come here. Come on, sweet bean.
Frank Wild, heir to the Wild Bean Company fortune, is an avowed animal lover. His home, a concrete monolith rising from the steaming marsh, includes a massive glass pyramid teeming with all sorts of aquatic marvels, including, most notably, a 6-foot albino alligator named Cannellini. He also owns a narwhal, 7 dolphins, roughly 16 flamingos, 3 tigers, 7 pythons, a wild boar, and several ostriches. Most are named after beans. Frank goes on.
I used to have a whole mess of macaws, too. But every hurricane, more of them escaped. Sometimes I still see them flying over the house. I guess they wanted to be free. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyway, she was a nice girl. Sometimes. And it's a shame what happened.
Jessa Lynn Garcia, another mermaid at Wild Tides Water Park, remembers Mirabelle a bit differently.
She was just sweet as pie. She really was. And such a pretty little thing. For a brunette. Except for the gills. She was always giving me real nice tips, about what to do with my clothes or my hair. She'd come up to me while we'd be putting our tails on and say something like, "Oh, Jessalyn, you would look so good as a blonde." Or, "Oh, Jessalyn, don't go to that Shake Shack on August 24th. I had a vision." And, she was always the second runner-up at pageants. Almost Miss Key Lime Pie. Almost the Orange Blossom Queen. Almost Ambassador to Kazakhstan. People don't realize it, but it takes a lot of character to keep showing up after losing out over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm proud of my titles. Always will be. I don't take the honor of being the Orange Blossom Queen 6 straight years in a row lightly, but, I admired Mirabelle, too. And she had a good heart. She'd volunteer all the time. She'd perform for the little old people down at the senior center. Sing that song from that mermaid movie, I'm in Your World, or whatever it's called. I don't know. My children only watch godly movies. But she'd sing that. She didn't have children, so maybe she didn't realize. Or a husband, which I also have. So. Oh, and she was a perfectionist. So she'd sing that same song over and over till she got it right. 20, 30 times. The old people would tell her she didn't have to, that she could stop at any time, but she was happy to do it. She was a natural performer. Oh, so gifted. I was never like that. I mean, everyone's different. Some of us are more into the artistry of it all. I'm a Wild Tides Water Park mermaid because I believe it's important to provide families with wholesome, all-ages entertainment at an affordable price. But others, they like the attention. Not that I'm blaming her for what happened. Gosh, no. She was a nice person. She didn't deserve that. Not at all. You just never think something like that would happen in a teeny little teensy-weensy town like Mystic Bay. I mean, besides that time that poor boy was pushed into that hydraulic press, or that old man who spontaneously combusted in the Publix parking lot. But other than that, you just never think of bad stuff happening here. It was so sad what happened to her. Of course, we all suspected Jared. He was weird. He followed her around like a puppy. A weird puppy.
Mirabelle's disappearance left a mark on the minuscule town of Mystic Bay, with search missions tampered by downed power lines and felled trees. As days turned into weeks, the town's optimism began to fade. That said, losing hope is something of a custom for residents of Mystic Bay. For years, competing theme parks, virus outbreaks, daylight savings, and a quickly shifting culture led to a downturn in park numbers.
Hey, come on now. Wild Tides is still top quality. Some of the best damn entertainment in the state. I don't care what anyone thinks, right? But the fact of the matter is, kids don't go for that anymore. Yeah, they'd rather be on their phones playing Candy Crush or Roblox Adopt Me or Neil.Fun than at a park with their folks. So people stopped coming. And then, of course, that's when they found her. Or what was left of her.
What was left of Mirabelle was found by Jared Holt on November 15th, 2012, 3 months after she went missing. That's his voice you heard in the 911 call at the top of the episode.
She has her tail. She has no face.
When Chippewa County Police arrived at the scene, they discovered a grisly sight. Mirabelle Diaz, lodged in the jaws of the Megalodon Megatwister, her mermaid tail curled daintily beneath her on the ancient beast's pink fiberglass tongue. The park's earliest attendees, a group of school children from the St. Brendan the Navigator Institute for Marine Biology, followed Jared's gaze, the park's famed mermaid staring back at them. That is, if she could have stared back. Jessalyn Garcia remembers the day vividly.
Oh, he was all cat and tonic when he first saw her. You know, like he couldn't move or blink or say a single word. Oh, poor thing. He just stood there, looking into the hole where her face had been. It was all sunk in. A pit. No offense to Mirabelle, but you know, I think it was the worst I've ever seen her look. And it was the first day since the hurricane that the park was open to the public. That's what's so sad about it. November is always a slow month. The water's cold, the sun sets early. It's peak season for the flesh-eating algae that sometimes grows on the lazy river inner tubes. But we lost so much money because of the storm that we were all just so excited for the park to open back up again. And someone had just up and shoved poor little old Mirabelle into the big old shark's mouth. How's that for taking the steak right out of your popsicle?
Now, Jessalyn had a pretty good idea of who was responsible. But first... Speaking of popsicles, when's the last time you enjoyed a mouthful of fresh, home-cooked food? Between work and errands, there's never time to cook a proper meal. That's where Dinner Dash comes in. Dinner Dash is a weekly meal delivery service focused on fresh, organic ingredients with recipes chosen by real chefs. Best of all, Dinner Dash meals never expire. Using our secret technology, we have made eggs that last forever. Get 20% off your first Dinner Dash weekly meal kit with code KILLER20. Dinner Dash, meals that are eternal. Back to the case. Here's Jessalyn.
Now, the first thing you gotta understand about Mystic Bay is that it's a small town. I mean, real small. Itty bitty. So everyone knows everyone here. I went to school with Jared and Mirabelle, worked alongside them here at the park. And Jared, well, I can say this, right? Because I know him. He's probably just about the worst mascot we've ever had. The only reason he kept his job is because no one else wanted to wear the costume. And when I say he wanted to wear the costume, I mean he really, 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 really wanted to wear the costume. Like, really. Like, not in a God-honoring way.
Jared Holt had dressed as Wild Tide's water park's iconic mascot, Manny the Manatee, since dropping out of Mystic Bay High School in 1999. His costume consisted of a massive suit carved of fleece and foam, complete with flippers, a floppy headpiece, and Manny's signature orange flip-flops. All told, the costume weighed in at a staggering 140 pounds and was said to have reached internal temperatures of up to 100 degrees, 310 Kelvin in the searing Florida heat. Past Manny the manatees have been recorded passing out from the extreme temperature, including one Manny who, in 1973, collapsed face first into a child's birthday cake, and another who, in 1985, became partially baked within the suit while conducting a water safety demonstration at the park's wave pool. For years, Wild Tide's water park officials could not find workers willing to put on the suit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Change the design? Yeah, no. Out of the question. That Manny the Manatee suit was designed by my own daddy, Frank Wild Sr. Jr. He had two dreams: to sell quality beans at affordable prices across the continental United States of America, and to make a true man-manatee hybrid he referred to as the Humanity. And that damn suit, that's the second closest he ever got to it. So no, I'd never change it. If you think the suit's too heavy or too stinky or too what have you, well, that's a personal failing. Man up and manatee up. Come on, change the suit? What, are you kidding me with this?
You could smell the suit
Welcome
before you
to
saw
today's
it. I'd say
guided
it was
meditation
closest to...
session.
You ever have a
I'm so
Florida-style
glad you're
pizza?
here.
Well, you take a handful
the
of
next
saltine
20
crackers
minutes,
and sort of spread
I'll be
them out on a
guiding
paper
you
plate with
towards
spray cheese, turtle
peace
jerky, and a
in
little bit of
times
gas
of
station
chaos.
pickle, and a sprinkle and a boiled
I invite
beans.
you to find
Just
a
leave it out
comfortable
for a little
position,
bitty bit,
be
let
it
the
in a
sunshine
chair,
do its magic,
on the
and
floor,
voila, you
or
got
on a
yourself a
cushion.
meal. Now, it's delicious,
Be sure to sit up
but you'll be
straight,
smelling it for
your
about a
arms
mile,
resting
2 miles out if the wind hits just right.
your
I
arms
don't
facing
really eat
down.
that sort of food, personally.
If you're
The
seated in
Manny
a
the
chair,
Manatee suit
I invite you
smelled
to place
sort of like
both
that,
feet firmly
like
on the
Florida-style
ground.
pizza. Or rotten
If you're
broccoli.
seated on the floor
Despite
or
the
on a
suit's
cushion,
numerous
I
downsides,
encourage you to
there was
position
one
yourself
person
in such
more
a
than
way
willing to don
that
it
you
around
feel
the park.
grounded and
Jared
supported.
Holt.
Jared,
I'll
well,
give you a few
he
more
strayed
seconds
from the
to
light of
find
the
a
Lord.
position
I can
that's
tell you that
right
much for
for you.
nothing. Tampering with the divine design. He had a lot of off predications. He was a
Let's
fuzzy.
begin.
I met with Jared Holt at the
You can
Chicot
close your
County
eyes,
Jail.
or
It's a
just let
small,
your vision
peach-colored
gradually
structure
soften.
across from a former Sears
Whichever
turned
is better.
Spirit Halloween.
I first learned about it online, and I've always liked to draw. Kind of. Like funny animals. Or animals with, like, bazooka arms. Just funny stuff, you know? Whatever pops into my head. Like, maybe I'll draw a manatee with big muscles and bazooka arms. Or maybe I'll feel more like drawing a bazooka that shoots out manatees with, really huge muscles. There's a lot of symbolism there if you think about it. Not that a lot of people think about it. I have a real respect for all sirenians. That's the term for aquatic mammals like manatees and dugongs, by the way. Sirenian.
Well done.
Like a siren, like a mermaid. You know, they think sailors invented mermaids because they saw manatees out in the water and fell in love with them.
I asked Jared whether his appreciation for Sirenians extended to Mirabelle.
3.
He grows
And hold.
quiet,
1.
sullen, and then
And now gently breathe out.
Mirabelle, no. I don't think of her that way. She was pretty, sure. Long, pinkish hair, cross-eyed. She was a friend to me. Nothing less, nothing more. And after all, she was the one to pull me out of that pool train.
the incident to which Jared is referring occurred in June of 2001 and has since become a local legend around the microscopic town of Mystic Bay. Jared Holt, then 19, had gone on break. Like many Wild Tide water park workers, fighting the miasmic heat of a June afternoon with can after can of fluorescent yellow alcoholic energy drinks, he suffered a lapse in judgment. Against park rules, he stripped off his heavy mascot suit and, accompanied by several other intoxicated park employees, dove into the inviting aqua-colored waters of the Wild Tide wave pool.
Moving your awareness down to the length of the body. Allow each arm to
Jessa Lynn, like nearly everyone else in the unbelievably tiny town of Mystic Bay, has heard every detail of what transpired that fateful afternoon.
The wave pool, stars and heavens.
Take note.
Well,
Observe the sensation.
we're not supposed to be fraternising with the customers, the park goers. That's the first thing. It's important to have boundaries, or else the customers will try to get away with every little thing, from bringing corn dogs on the water slide to putting their bits and pieces in the jellyfish tank. And then there's the fact that Manny the Manatee should never be seen out of costume. That the second thing, it scares the little children. Seeing a bright pink human man wearing nothing but swim trunks and a manatee mascot head, it's unnatural. And then, of course, there's privacy. That's the third thing. But first,
when it comes to looking out for your future, do you know who to trust? Invest in your tomorrow today with Chipco County Bank and Loan. With Chipco County Bank and Loan, you can rest assured your money is working as hard as you are using the power of state-certified psychic accountants. Astrological accounting harnesses the power of the planets to grow your wealth astronomically. Open an account today and receive a complimentary framed birth chart. Aries in your second house, Pisces in your eighth. It's no matter. With Chipco County Bank and Loan, even Gemini placements can look forward to financial security. And if you use code KILLER50 within 30 days, you can receive an extra $50 cash bonus just for signing up. Chipco County Bank and Loan. We'll have you seeing stars.
Three, now go back to those crunches. Crunch it down. Four, come on.
as everyone
Three,
knows,
let's go.
foretells
Two,
the
come
return
on.
of a creature
Three
who
knees, count it down.
is the
Three,
anomaly.
two,
Its name
one,
is
switch it up.
uttered by
Three,
human tongues,
two,
and
corner
human
knee.
minds cannot
So we're gonna
conceive
kind of
of its
build that project as we go, all right?
stars.
Let's go.
Flesh of
Now crunch it down.
Every
We'll keep going back to the top. Adding a move as we go. Out of here we go. Three knees, count it down.
That's right.
Three,
What happens is you go
one,
into the
switch
wave
it up.
pool, you
Three,
hold on to your
what's the move?
board,
Corner knee.
you hear
Don't
the
worry, you don't
murmurs,
have to remember
and
it.
you heed
I
the
normally
murmurs,
call it out.
Miss
I
Ma'am.
always
I'll
call
cut
it out.
You
Corner
heed
curl.
the
That leg curl.
doggone
Come on.
murmurs.
Let's go.
Well,
Back to those crunches. Crunch it down. Four, don't quit on me. Three, don't stop on me. Two,
go into
let's
that
go.
waves pool, and most
Three
of them come out
knees,
totally
count
fine.
it down.
So, I
Three,
guess, I
two,
thought I'd be
one. There you go. Three, two, corner curl. And if you get some of the movements messed up,
It was none other
so
than
what?
Mirabel Diaz
Now
who
we're
saved
adding
Jared from
your
developing
side
the
leg.
same pelvic vestige as his
Side leg.
beloved scientist.
side leg,
She dove right in
side
and
leg.
manatee.
Now crunch it down.
Everyone else just
Four,
stood
come on.
yelling,
Three,
"The sea."
two, come on. Three knees, count it down.
She listened.
Three,
And she saved
two,
my life.
one,
Back
switch
to
it up.
Jessa Lynn.
Three, two, corner
Listen, he came out of that
knees
pool
up.
drain with a
Come on, y'all. Let's work out.
I mean, look, was the
Corner
goaltender
curl.
didn't drown dangle first
Let's go.
first wave pool to feed the insatiable
Come on, what you got
hornet
next?
that ruled over a universe of
Side
dying
leg,
planets?
pick it up. Boom,
And also, yeah,
boom. Now,
because the
L step.
anomaly will
Step,
always get
floor,
what it wants.
step, watch out.
Always.
Come on, we
From
come.
that point on,
L step
Jared and
again.
Mirabel were
Step,
said to be
floor,
inseparable.
step,
And
come
the
on.
beautiful mermaid
Back to the
always
top.
followed closely
Crunch it
by
down.
the familiar scent of
Knees up.
sweat and fused foam.
Let's go, step. Let's
It
go.
was just really
Give
that
me
I was
three
brave.
knees and count them down.
Mirabel wasn't
Three,
ever exactly nice to me before.
One, switch it up.
She never so
Three,
much as looked
two,
in my direction.
corner knee.
Mermaids and
Elbow
mascots,
to knee.
they don't really mix,
Elbow to knee.
So I sort of
Elbow to
helped
knee.
her around the park a bit,
Leg.
just as a thank you.
Curl.
I
Come on,
wheeled
talk
her
to me.
around when she had her tail.
Come on, I see you.
Steal snacks for
I
dinner
hear
time.
you. Side legs.
Sometimes we play a game where she pretended to be like a seal,
What's that?
and I tossed
Come on,
her
y'all.
into her
L step.
Although
Step.
I
Floor.
she said no, she was the seal. I
Step.
didn't have any fun
Floor
with it.
now. Knee straddle.
But mostly
Corner,
we got
knee
along
straddle.
surprisingly great.
Turn.
Picture of her as
Corner,
a
knee
muscle
straddle. Let's do it
man
again.
with a bazooka.
Knee straddle.
She said it was dumb, but
Hey, come on, let's go.
Jared
Come on.
begins to sob.
Now crunch it down. Now,
To compose
you're
himself,
breathing heavy. You're sweating.
Mirabel Diaz had on
You
such
are
a
good to
nano-sized
go.
town as Mystic
Okay?
Bay.
But control your breathing. Control your workout. Let's go.
Does she have beyond her
Couple
first
more
runner-up
crunches.
stash?
Four.
Beyond her radiant smile.
Three. Sound effects. Two.
All right, Chad, let's take a look at
Three.
this.
Two of them Three. Two. One. How are they even doing? Come on. Now corner knee.
She was part savior, part muse.
Is that like a world record?
Complicated mixture.
Six. Count with me.
So many.
Five. Count with me.
Jared
Four. Come on. Three. Come on. Two.
she said the time was
That's insane. Come on, pull those hands right to the knee. Corner hit. 6 more.
Okay, close.
You know, after
5. Corner hit. 4. Come on. 3. 2 more. 2. Level. 3.
You've done this too?
3. 2. Corner hit.
Why is your head so blocked?
Corner hit.
Let's say that.
like a dugong.
Come on, time to get out for a day.
A siren. A manatee on a mission. I vowed that I would solve the murder. It was the last thing I
3.
did.
Come on.
And as
2.
it turned
Don't leave me
out,
hanging.
Julie was
Corner
very
curl.
adept at uncovering
Corner hit. 7. Come on. 6. I got you. Corner hit. 4 more. Come on.
You got mail.
Last 2. What we got next? Side leg. No, I can't stay there.